Hello and welcome to this week's 30-Minute Mentor, 5th of May 2016. If you can see the screen and hear my voice, as usual, if you can let me know, and we can get on with what we've got today. I'm going to change what I was going to do today because I was going to present some training on what we've been doing really in building email lists and communicating with your lists. But over the last week, people have been, well, I was approached with this about a week ago, and I had a look at it and I thought it's a scam. But I took time to look at it, and really it is so important. I think it's worth spending time on. But if you can let me know, if you can just put something in the chat section to let me know you can see and hear, and we can proceed with what I've got for you today. I think you're going to like this. In fact, I'm sure you're going to love it. It's pretty unique. I've never seen anything like it ever before. If I can just get something in the chat section that lets me know that you can hear what I'm saying and see my screen. I'm pretty sure you can see it because I've got it on my laptop. I want to know that you can hear what I'm saying. It looks like it, you should be able to. Let's see if I can check here. Just want to know if you can. If I can check here. Yeah. Okay, I am pretty sure that this is working because I've just checked on my laptop. It would have been nice if I don't know what the delay is. It shouldn't be that big, but if you can let me know that you are receiving things okay, and we can proceed. I say what this is today, Phoenix Power Rising, is a new opportunity. I've seen some things that have been tried similar to this that have failed. They've not lasted, but this I think has a better chance than previous programs. I'm not getting anything from you, Thelma, Maya, Carolyn, George. Can you let me know? In the chat section, please. Okay, we got a bit of response there. Thanks very much. So I'm going to just get into this because I had slides and I rebooted my computer without saving the slides, silly me. But I had fortunately recorded the video, so I'm going to run through it, not as the video. I'm going to use the video as the slide presentation. I believe that this is the only opportunity of its kind. It's the only one I know of that is anything like this. There have been, as I say, some things that are similar in the past. And I have to get some things that have been similar in the past, but they have not been exactly like this, and they've not had the background that this has. But when I first saw this, I thought, oh, this is some sort of scam. this isn't going to work, and I'm going to explain why and why I think this is now good. It is available worldwide. It has multiple language options on the site. If you click on the translation there, you can get it in all sorts of different languages, and they are currently offering PIF, which is pay it forward. Now, usually when you get pay it forward schemes, these are something that you can do. You can actually put your money in there and pay somebody in. But the owners are doing this. It's a free loan paying you into the program for $120. And that has got to be good. And it's repaid once you earn $300. So you can't fail with this. You're going to net $180 as a minimum. So how does it work, and how much can you make altogether? And that's what we want to go through. Well, when you first check this out on the website that I'm going to send you to, you'll see a page like this and say, congratulations, you've been invited to participate in the pay it forward system where there's no financial outlay on your part. You'll enter a 2x3 team filled matrix. So that's a forced 2x3 matrix as it's shown in the picture below. And you'll receive payments of, you get your first 2 people in and you get $60. You get the next 4 people in, pays $90, and you fill the 3rd row and it pays you $150. And if you add those up, that's $300. Now, your first time through this, you will, if you've been paid in, because you have an option, you will have to repay the $120, so you'll come out with $180. You also get another position. You get an automatic re-entry into level 1 because there are 3 levels, but you can't get into the other levels until you complete the previous level. So you have to do that. But this worried me because I looked at it and I said, okay, it's $120 to get in, but they're paying out $300, which is made up of 2 $30 payments for the first level, which is $60, 4 $22.50 payments on the second level for the 9T, and 8 $18.75 payments to get the $150 on the 3rd level. So if you add those up, that's $71.25. Well, that's okay because that's within the $120, but you're getting a re-entry as well. So that re-entry, in fact, is costing another $71.25. So that's $142.50 they're paying out for a $120 entry. And that obviously isn't sustainable. If you look at it, it's 119% payment. So I thought, this smells, it's fishy, there's something wrong with this. But I got in touch with them and I've checked everything out, and they have a back end offers, if you like, and they are an advertising service, and they have the co-op, and they have this voice broadcasting, telebroadcasting service that they offer, and they also have and this should come up in a minute, an SMS, there we go, text blast. Now, SMS advertising is the best you can get because of what it says in the big letters there. 99% of text messages are read by recipients, and 94% of them are opened within 3 minutes. So you get very fast response to your advertising from them. And what they found out is that people making the most money spend the most money with them, and that's logical. So they were prepared to put in some of the money from their back-end advertising, which is what they do, into the matrix. And on level 2, which is a 500 entry fee, they actually are paying out 143% The 1500 is made up, as you can see there, 150, 112.93.75. 356.25 is the total, and you get a re-entry here as well. That's $712 value. And they've got even more back on the next level, because people here are making so much money, they're spending an awful lot on advertising. It makes sense. If you can spend $5 and get $10, you want to spend $50 and get 100. You want to spend 500, get 1,000. You want to spend 5,000 and get 10,000, and so on. And so they're putting back. Now here in this third level, it's a $2,000 entry level. And you can see the figures there. They pay out a total of $7,500, which is $3,562.50 of value for your 2,000. That's 178% return. It's 178% commissions paid on that 2,000. And it's because the people here are making the money and putting money back in to the advertising, and because they're making money on the advertising, they can afford to do this, and they can afford to use this whole system as a sort of CPA offer, and that's why they can afford to pay people in for $120 to get them started. And then as they come through the system, they get their $120 back, and as people invest with them because they built this rapport, then a plan to make you some money. So let me just pause that a minute, and let's get back here. You need an action plan with anything, and I want to go into it a little bit deeper and give you a smart money plan, but I want to keep it simple. So here's what we're going to do. The first three steps are: you join free, and then you enter the matrix. And there are two ways of doing that. You can wait for them to pay it forward for you, which I know most people will do, but it can take 3 to 5 days. There is a waiting list. It's about 3 to 5 days, I understand, at the moment, and it may get longer as more people are coming in. When you go to the site, you'll see that it can take quite a time to load sometimes, or sometimes you won't get access. It's very popular. It's new, but it's still very popular. It's attracting a lot of attention for obvious reasons. But you can also pay your own way in. If you've got $120 sat around that you can afford to put into this, it's a better way, because it'll get you in there straight away. You can still offer the pay it forward to people, and some people, the majority, will wait for the pay it forward, but some of them will pay their own way in, because that way they get instant access to the matrix. They can start sponsoring people straight away, and they can also benefit immediately from spillover from their sponsors, because it's being just a 2 by 3 matrix. If somebody introduces just 3 people, then they're getting spillover. If they introduce 12 people, they're almost filling the matrix themselves. It only takes 14 people to fill it. So if you get in straight away, then you're going to get those spillover. If you wait for the pay it forward, you may possibly get spillover, but you'll have missed out on a lot of it that was coming in straight away. So those are why there are 2 options. You can pay your own way in instead of waiting for that 3 to 5 days as it is at the moment. And then as soon as you've got your matrix entry, you start sponsoring. And I recommend you go for at least 3 people, because you need 2 on your front line and get a bit of momentum going in your group. If everybody gets 3 people, 14 people, it'll fill very, very fast. So the 4th part of this is to cycle in board 1. And that way you'll earn your $300. Now, if you were paid in, or piffed as I've got it up here, then you will have just $180, because they're taking their 120 back. If you paid your own 120, it's still $180 profit. There's no difference there. But what you do as soon as you can, and you can do this when you've got the row of 4 in place, because you'll have $150, is you buy a second position in board 1, and you can put that in here under yourself as well. And with that second position, you have then the potential to make more money, and you can pocket the difference. It'll be about $40 that you've actually got in your pocket. And then the 6th step is to cycle with your 2 positions in board 1, and that'll give you 600, 300 from each of those 2 positions, and that will allow you to buy a position in board 2 for 500 and stick $100 in your pocket. Go out and have a meal, celebrate, do whatever you like. It may be wise to actually invest that in some advertising, get everything moving, because once you've got this fully optimized and moving, you're going to be making a lot of money. So then you cycle again in board 1 with the 2 positions you have, because every time you cycle, you get a re-entry, and you cycle in board 2 for the 1500. So you've got 2,100 in total, and that'll allow you to buy a position in board 3, which is where the big money is, for $2,000, and you'll pocket $100 still. How easy is it for you to fill these matrices? I think it's going to be pretty easy, because if you're putting people in level 1, they're all going to be following you through, following this plan through. They're going to be following you through from the level 1 into level 2, and from level 2 into level 3, and you're putting new people in all the time. This is going to be the easiest sponsoring you've ever done, and you just keep adding people in board 1, and you're soon going to be making recurring payments of $300 every time board 1 cycles, $1,500 every time that second level cycles, and $7,500 every time the 3rd level cycles. And how often is this likely to happen? It depends 100% on your efforts. Okay, 98% on your efforts, because you may get somebody in your group that's really active, and they're going to help you get these boards filled. But you're always going to have to put in some effort. There's always going to be some gaps filled where people just don't do anything. You're going to have to put in a bit of effort to get people in there. But if you're prepared to keep filling these first board, this level 1 board, you can be making seriously 300 every day or 2, 1,500 every week or 2, and 7,500 every month. Is well within the reach of everybody that gets into this. Some people will join it and do nothing, and eventually they will make a small amount of money. But you can make a fortune with this, and it's costing you nothing. It's worth you putting in the time and the effort to do just that and get this thing working and rolling. I have sent this out to a lot of people on my list, because this is going to take off. It's going to take off. It's new now. You get in this now, and you are going to ride a wave of success like you've never even imagined before. So that is what I wanted to show you this week, rather than going into anything. Have you got any questions about not only what we've covered here, but anything else, anything that you need help with in your marketing, anything that you need help with, questions answered regarding marketing or any of the other programs, any programs that I run, because this to me is very exciting. I've seen things like this before and they've fallen down because they've not had this back end, and the back end is what makes this really, really viable. And if you've never been able to promote anything before, you've never been able to sponsor people, all you've got to do is say, look, it's free, just register, and in 3 to 5 days you'll have a matrix position, and then you can start promoting it and just give this away in the same way that I've given it to you. And don't forget that every time somebody gets that position, every time somebody's paid in, you make money on it. If they're paid in on your first level, you're making $30 for everyone that you give away. If they're paid in on your second level, then you're making, can't remember what the sum is now, what the figure is. They're what I showed you earlier. But every time that somebody is paid into this, that you've introduced or is introduced within your matrix, it doesn't have to be you that's personally introduced them, you're going to make money when somebody else is paid in. Really, really powerful. And have we got any questions that I can answer on anything? If not, it's going to be less than a 30-minute mentor. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I've done a blog post on this. You will be in my list, so you will get an email about it. But let me find the blog post for you. And of course, it will be on the live site as well, SWAP Live. Let me do that screen share now. I should be able to get that for you. Here we go. This page here has the thing, and it's got the video on there. And you can get started by clicking here. And the quicker you get in and the quicker you get your matrix position, the better, because I'm promoting it as you may well understand. And where's the link? Here we go. And so there's a link to the blog post, and that is where you can get the link to sign up for the program. One thing I will say is that if I can find it, I'll put a note on the blog post about it. The site can take quite a while to load. It's because of the traffic that it's already attracting. So just have patience and keep trying. I don't know if we can just see how fast it loads here. Okay, it's even saying it can't be reached. And that happens from time to time. You've just got to have patience and keep trying if you can't get in, because there's so much traffic going there, the server's having difficulty coping with it. Get in now. Let people know about it before somebody else does. This is your chance to make a massive amount of money with no outlay. For really, it's as no-brainers go, this is a no-brainer of no-brainers. Okay, Thelma, you're already in it. That's fine. as I say, I learned about it when it first came out, but I thought it was a scam, and it took me a while to get this to find out why they could do this, how they can pay out 170 odd %, and whether it's sustainable. So there you go. There don't appear to be any questions. So I am going to finish the presentation. Nothing that I can do, nothing that I can help you with on this. I recommend that you get in this. No matter who has introduced you, get in and get in quickly and start promoting it. It's going to be very, very big. And there are lots of ways that you can promote it. There are some ways within the site. There are some ways that you should have learned from the trainings that I've been doing. Email your list. Just get this out there to as many people as possible. But let them know that the site is difficult to load sometimes. It depends on times of day. Sometimes in I don't know, 20-30 seconds, sometimes you get that site not available. I'm sure they'll get that sorted out over time, but at the moment their bandwidth is taking a hammering, it looks like. Okay, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you, and it's a beautiful sunny day here. I hope it's a beautiful sunny day where you are. This program can make your life sunnier regardless of the weather. God bless.